né? Que achei que tivesse baixado tudo e não tinha. Mas agora eu sei que baixou tudo. Vamos ver se a gente já vai ter começado de novo do começo. Espero que não. Ah, não vai. Vamos ver, acho que aqui a gente já explorou tudo. Só vazar.
The sun is high. I cannot leave now.
Tá, então acho que a gente tem que dormir lá. Tinha uma cama aqui pra cima, se eu não me engano. Ou era lá embaixo agora? Ah não, era aqui em cima mesmo.
This makes no sense. None of it. No sense at all. It's a nightmare. That's it. So be it.
Ah, tá, foi aquela parte lá que disparou.
Rational thinking only.
Gente, pra quem assistiu a primeira parte, se eu não apertar pra atirar, não vai acontecer nada. Eu tenho que atirar de um jeito ou de outro.
This is absolute madness. I've lost touch with the real.
Madness it is, as mad as the moon, contains blinding sunlight into a glowing with flesh.
in my head. If I'm not mad, then
É.
it must belong to the one who made me. What I am.
Acho que agora vai
I
dar pra
must
sair.
find him to understand what I have become.
Caramba, os caras tá aqui ainda,
These
velho.
people want me dead. I need to leave now.
Here's the leech. Here!
Ihu!
My head's spinning.
Oi! Come out, you coward!
It's locked.
Eu preciso de um negócio ali pra pular.
It's locked, all right.
Ah, queria enfrentar os negros.
I'm still in Southwark.
Over there!
I must...
Die, vermin!
There's a strength. A strength I never knew I had.
This one stinks already.
Não vou apertar R1 agora, não. É, eu não devia ter apertado.
This shouldn't be possible.
Murdering bastard!
Every sinew, every fiber of my being is afire.
Tem mais nego vindo?
My strength. My reflexes. I'm not human anymore.
Olha, finalmente ele descobriu que não é mais humano. Só um minutinho, gente. Quero dizer que eu não sei pra onde eu tô indo, só tô seguindo os caminhos óbvios. Então, espero que seja por aqui.
My poor sister. If only I had controlled my need for blood. Mary, someone will pay for what happened to you. For what happened to us.
Eu ia jurar que eu ia atacar o cara. E aí, vou por dentro, vou por fora.
The dizziness from the jump. I can now control it.
É, eu acho que ia ter que ir por
I cannot enter.
fora mesmo.
What will London have to say to me? It's locked. I've so many questions unanswered. Another corpse. Have the very streets of London become a mausoleum?
Quer ver o bicho levantar? E eu ainda vou assustar.
The man has been drained of all blood. But I can still smell the scent of it.
É, ou não.
I follow the scent's trail. Perhaps it will lead me to my assailant.
Fresh blood. The smell is so strong. There is no one in sight. Where has everyone gone? According to the blood patterns, that's where the victim was attacked. So that must be the killer's trail.
Interessante. Vamos ver se dá pra gente fazer alguma coisa aqui. Eu acho que eu vou colocar a cura. Que cura é bom. Vamos ver isso aqui. Isso aqui também é bom. Que isso? Vamos ver que é isso? Vamos ver que é isso? Muito interessante. Isso. Ah, tem que confirmar. Eu curti aquele negócio lá da coagulação. Acho que eu vou colocar depois. Colocar vida e colocar coagulação depois. Vamos dar uma olhada na mesa. Posso curar cidadãos. Interessante. Calma. Tem uns outros bagulho aqui. Eu não vou colocar arma de fogo agora não. Vamos ver o que mais que tem por aqui. Espóliozinhos. Espólio. Munição. Acho que é isso. Vamos ver detalhes.
At last, a little life.
Welcome, sir.
Are they stupid or something? I've never even been to India.
My God, sir, you look like Jonah's whale just spat you out of hell. Can I get you a drink?
No, thank you. I'm not thirsty.
Well, grab a chair and get some rest. This is going to be another long night.
Vamos ver.
Where
Vamos
am
tentar
I?
entender pouco do jogo, né?
Where is this place?
You're at my bar, sir, the Turquoise Turtle. The last ray of light in this dangerous part of town.
Aren't you scared?
Scared of what? All the bad shit happens out on the foggy streets. And I never go outside.
So you're open all night?
Yep. Figured people might need a place to rest in these dark times.
I'm looking for someone who might have passed through here recently. Wondered if you might help.
It's been quiet tonight. The only other person I've seen went straight up to his room. Thought it was kind of rude, actually.
You mean he's still here?
Well, yeah. He paid for the entire week.
How long has he been here?
He rented the room a few days ago and didn't say when he'd leave.
Who is this man? What does he look like?
Well, like a gentleman, I guess. Well-dressed, quite polite. A professor or something fancy like that. Always writing, reading notes.
I need to meet this man. I have questions.
Just climb the stairs and knock on the first door. I heard him open his window, so I guess he's still awake. And,
Yes?
no funny business. You hear me? This is a respectable establishment.
Good evening, sir. I wondered if I could ask for your help.
Wow, you look like you need a drink.
Yes. I apologize for my outfit. It's been a long night.
Been there, seen that. Don't worry, things can only get worse.
I'll leave you to your bottle then.
Ah, eu não vou perguntar. Quem já sabe que o cara tava aqui.
I cannot enter.
Vou dar pra essa mulher aqui. Vamos ver
Hello,
se tem
sir.
alguma interação com ela.
Are you alright? Is there any way I can help you?
I don't know. Maybe you could just talk to me.
Maybe you prefer to speak with Tom then. He's more agreeable talking to strangers.
Nossa, tá bom. Também não vou
I'll
conversar com
leave
você
then.
não.
Thank you.
Damn it. I think drink no longer stirs me.
Poor Jack. He didn't deserve this.
Vamos subir, dá pra subir por aqui? Não, não dá, droga.
This is no place for you. Prewen has several patrols roaming the area.
They do not pursue me.
But they're looking for vampires, and they're most efficient.
They'll not relent until the killer has been identified.
I have a common objective, but I require...
I think someone's eavesdropping.
Do you, sir? You might as well come in, whoever you are.
Slowly, vampire. Who are you? I mean you no harm, saith the vampire. Present yourself.
I need a word. With anyone.
Well, that's something I can do for you.
Agora a questão é, com quem ele estava conversando?
And who might you be?
I'm not sure that I know anymore.
Might I at least learn the reason of your presence?
That's none of your concern.
Sir, you have entered my room in the middle of the night, pale as a corpse and shaking like a tree. So please, indulge me.
Someone is molesting people. In fact, killing them. Biting them.
The calling card of a vampire. Like you.
E aí? Ah, eu vou falar que eu também sou uma
I've been
vítima.
hunted down in the streets and attacked. I'm a victim here too.
I believe you.
Then if you are not a vampire, who or what are you?
Dr. Edgar Swansea of the Brotherhood of St. Paul. I am performing an independent investigation here in an attempt to understand precisely what is going on.
Then help me find the culprit.
I may, if you'll first tell me why you opened this door.
I followed a trail. The scent of blood from a recent victim. It led me here.
You thought I was your aggressor. That explains a great deal. We're both chasing the same shadow.
A shadow, indeed. Yet I heard his voice in my head. There was a moment I believed I was mad.
You should let me handle this affair. You've no idea what you're up against.
No. I will find the monster. He is mine.
How will you do any better than I? But then let me ask you this. What are your intentions if you find the killer?
Ah, eu falo que vou matar o assassino, velho. Eu vou matar ele mesmo.
I'll end him.
Then I can only wish you good hunting. And pray we shall meet again.
Bora saquear a casa do cara. Vamos ver se tem alguma coisa pra espoliar. Espoliar. Opa. Pegamos uns gelins.
If Swansea is not my attacker, it means somebody else came here tonight. Someone must know something.
Hello, sir.
Vamos ver se dá pra interrogar esses caras de
You're
novo.
still ugly as sin.
I'll leave you to your bottle.
É, as mesmas coisas.
Evening, sir. Can I help you?
I have a few questions for you.
Well, if you must.
I spoke to Dr. Swansea. He's not the man I'm looking for. Now, I want the truth.
The truth? What do you mean?
I suspect that someone else was here tonight. And I don't think Tom wants to tell me about it.
I'm just the barmaid here, okay? If Tom says you're the only visitor we had, then you're the only visitor we had.
I can feel your fear, madam. Please, tell me what's going on.
It's Will. William Bishop. He came in here earlier tonight and he... Well, I thought he was going to clock someone.
Why are you
Entendi.
so afraid?
I mean, his skin. His hands. I scrubbed every glass and every chair that he touched. God, I hope it's not contagious.
What happened tonight?
He was dead drunk as usual. My God, his eyes. His face. He must have caught something awful. He shouted and cried. It was terrible.
Tell me about this William Bishop.
Will was a sailor who worked at the canning factory before he lost that job. A nice bloke, really. He's never been violent. Until tonight.
Why keep it a secret? Why not tell me about it?
Tom's nothing if not loyal. After Will lost his job, he offered him one ear. They used to be good mates. But recently, well... Will started to get very aggressive.
I see. Thank you for your candor. I'll be sure to talk to Tom.
Vamos ver. Como vampiro, você precisa de sangue. Manda para levantar. A barra de qualidade do sangue indica a experiência que você vai receber ao se alimentar de um cidadão. Pistas bloqueadas aumentam a quantidade de XP. Interessante.
Damn it. I think drink no longer stirs me.
Welcome back. Did you find what you were after?
I can't say I have. Are you sure no one else came into your bar before I arrived?
Hey, I told you, you were the only other stranger I've had.
Tom, talk to me about the visit from your old friend, William.
Yes, Will came by tonight, but he's not my friend anymore.
Who is he?
William? Just an old sailor who loves his gin too much. He worked for years at the canning factory before it closed.
Is he dangerous?
Yeah. Like many drunks, he's all bark and no bite. Can barely stand up most of the time.
I need to find him. It's a matter of urgency. Do you know where he is?
You could try his boat. It's up by the North Pier. He sleeps there when he's too drunk to get home.
Please describe him to me.
What do you expect? He's a tall, sick bastard with a bad rash and torn old clothes. William used to be strong. Now he's a mess.
Thank you, Tom.
If you see him, tell him I don't want him back here unless he cleans up his act, okay?
Giving me a laugh.
E aí, dá pra abrir aqui agora?
It's locked, all right.
Não, não dá. Vamos atrás
I
desse
will get
Tom.
to the bottom of this intrigue. What's been done to me, to this city.
Inspecione os barcos. Tem... Ah, não, eu ia falar que tem 2 barcos, mas tá cheio dos barcos aqui.
The body.
He is still warm. This man has just been drained of blood. This corpse has been dried of its blood, just like the previous victim. This man was armed. He tried to defend himself. What's this? Some sort of note. blood and empty gin bottles. This Bishop fellow is something of a heavy drinker. There are blood splats on the other side of the canal. I must reach that barge.
Rapaz, tô gostando desses malucos que eu tô vendo aqui não. Vai dar merda. É. Até que não deu, não agora.
Back to a warm fire. Shut that foolish mouth of yours. You ever know McCullum to be wrong about anything? Right. No time I can remember. But I've only been part of the guard 3 weeks to the day. All the more reason to shut it, Mr. Billy. If the man says a blood satisfaction.
Vamos subir aqui e ver se a gente consegue dar uma contornada aqui.
It's locked.
Aqueles dois juntos não vai dar bom.
Ain't safe here for a gentleman. Over there.
É. Foi fácil, conseguimos uma arma de longo alcance.
I cannot enter.
Aqui mesmo. Carai. É. Sem munição fica difícil.
Turn around, sir.
É, acho que vou ter que ir pra cima. Ah, que bom, não precisamos bater neles.
Speaking, get them weapons ready.
Deu ruim.
You'll pay for that. Fuck is fast.
Tá, os caras que estavam lá fora não vieram pra cá. Novo esconderijo. Já dá aquela saqueada. Ai. Vamos ver se a gente consegue subir o nível aqui. Ih, rapaz, pior que não. Dá pra aumentar a vida? Aumentar a vida, que é sempre bom. Depois eu quero colocar isso aqui. Vamos ver o que dá pra gente fabricar aqui. É, não dá pra fazer nada. E aqui também não. Será que tem mais espaço pra mais algum lugar pra ir aqui pra dentro? Não.
Fresh blood. The whole building reeks of it. The scent is so strong it makes me dizzy. This place reeks of bloodshed.
I must have more. Oh dear God, not again. William, please stop. Just a sip, I promise. You're my dearest friend, you're my last.
This creature is bedeviled. I must put it down.
Ai, caralho, deu ruim. É, foi isso? Ok. Ah, depois eu falo com esse cara. Vamos ver, vamos dar uma explorada. Eu não tenho muito o que fazer não. Vamos falar com
Not
ele.
too late. William was an honorable man. I could have saved him.
Mr. Hampton, are you in there?
I knew him well, another lost soul, a kindred spirit.
Sir, listen to the sound of my voice. I'm a doctor. You're suffering from shock.
I must return to
Eita
my
porra.
flock. They'll stray without me.
Ok.
Remember, certain skulls are every bit as resistant as we are.
Who are you? What do you mean by scowl?
You truly are a newborn. I should have realized.
Wait. You are the woman from the bar. Are you like me? Can you help me?
I believe so. I already have.
Cara, passou muito rápido agora a legenda.
By George and the Saints, you've solved the mystery of these terrible murders. Patience, good fellows, I've come to offer help. Just give me a moment to secure my boat. We can leave this awful place.
William was not the evil man they claimed. He was just taken by the thirst. He needed this drink.
This man requires medical attention. We'll see he gets to the nearest hospital.
No, please, I must tend to my fold. My flock needs me.
There, sir. Go with the good Dr. Swansea. He's resourceful, and I'm sure he'll take good care of you.
You'd best come as well. The sun is soon to rise, and you'll need a place to rest.
I just need a moment. If I can learn something about what has happened to William, I'll be a step closer to understanding what happened to me. This poor creature can't be my maker. Could it be some subspecies of vampire? I must find a place to analyze the blood. Where are we headed?
We're on our way to the Pembroke Hospital. It's just across the canal. They'll have a bed for poor Mr. Hampton.
William... What manner of creature was he?
Predator, prey, villain, and victim. Who can say? The important thing is that he's been stopped.
Duly noted. And the woman? What... who is she?
What woman?
Oh, don't play me for a fool. You used me to locate that skull. You must know who she is.
And I thought you a gentleman. You shouldn't talk about a lady behind her back, but I will tell you she values her privacy. Were London as peaceful as she appears from the middle of the canal? If only that were the reality of the situation.
To be honest, I've always tried to avoid this part of town.
Pembroke Hospital is the last bastion between the rest of London and the epidemic. The flu has decimated the East End and the war still rages. Welcome to the front lines of a plague.
This is where you work, Dr. Swansea?
I am the administrator of Pembroke Hospital.
I thought you were here in service of your mysterious order, the Brotherhood of...
Of St. Paul's Stone, yes. But first and foremost, I'm a man of science. A physician, like yourself, Dr. Reed.
How do you know who I am?
No need for modesty. You are Dr. Jonathan Reed, a surgeon of some caliber and renown, if I'm not mistaken.
You are correct, sir.
I knew it! I had my suspicions. But when you took the blood sample from the corpse of poor William, I was certain. Dr. Reed. Marvelous.
Have we met?
I attended 3 of your seminars before the war. I have the utmost admiration for your research. And what a turn of fate. England's most esteemed blood specialist returns to London a vampire.
That word, again, from a so-called man of science.
I understand. Traditionally, the role of science is to refute myth, but when myth walks among us, the Brotherhood of St. Paul has dedicated its purpose to their study. This so much for you to learn.
And for that, you are right.
Well, then let me be blunt. Join my staff at Pembroke Hospital. As a physician. I suspect you'll not find a better post of employment to contemplate your predicament.
This is sudden. I was returning home to see my sickly mother. But alas, that was before contracting this affliction.
Dr. Reed, take a moment to consider. The post would be for the night shift, providing a good explanation for your absence during daylight hours. You'll be adequately reimbursed, and have a place to hide. I even had the forethought to bring some clean clothes. So, what do you say?
It seems I have little choice, but yours is a generous offer, so I thank you.
Brilliant! Oh, Jonathan, this is one for the book, and the beginning of a beautiful friendship.
Dr. Swansea, thank goodness. I was beginning to be concerned.
Worry no more, Nurse Crane, for I bring good news.
Oh, Doctor, what a night. We lost 2 more patients. Nurse Scow said she couldn't take it anymore and resigned.
Yes, well, I'll make a new rota in the morning. In the meantime, find a good bed for Mr. Hampton. Be sure to pay attention to his needs.
Of course, Doctor.
Oh, and Dorothy?
Yes, Doctor?
Dr. Reed here has just returned from the front. He served King and Country and will be joining us here at Pembroke. We're very lucky to have gained a surgeon of his talent, and one so experienced in blood transfusions.
That is good news indeed, Doctor.
Oh, yes. Here at Pembroke, it's not what we have, but what we haven't. It's only thanks to Nurse Crane and the staff that our ship isn't sink. If you have any questions, just ask her.
Duly noted. Thank you.
Your assistance is required, Dr. Swansea, immediately.
Welcome aboard, Jonathan. We'll catch up after my rounds. I'm coming, Nurse Crane. I'm coming.
Ah, ele tá saudável ali, ó.
It's okay, Jonathan. I'll see you later.
Nossa, tá bom então, tchau. Carai, quem falou isso, velho?
It's my turn. Rotten or pristine, each heart contains the sweet of life. Drink at this river, try it all. Oh, come on, you bastard. I won't bite.
Sir, please. You've lost too much blood. Calm yourself.
You think I didn't notice? Stop your staring and get me to an hospital, you arse!
Insulting a good Samaritan. Not exactly the way to get rescued.
All right, sorry. I am in pain here. Me guts are spilling out onto the street and you're yabbering on.
Yes. That's a very nasty wound you've got there. Take my word, I am a doctor. Dr. Jonathan Reed.
Name's Clay Cox.
I'd appreciate you helping me to a better place, Doc.
Follow me, Mr. Cox. Let me assist you to that better place.
Indica quantos peixes você receberá de um cidadão em particular. Quanto maior a qualidade do sangue, mais tá. Para beber o sangue de sua presa, primeiro é preciso enfeitiçá-la e atraí-la para um local afastado de outras pessoas. Seu nível de enfeitiçar deve ser igual ou superior à resistência do cidadão.
Bring this fading light into the shadows. Dance with him the dance of life and death.
In the back, you bastard! Didn't have the guts to fuck me. Fuck you. I'll kill you. I'll kill you.
Eita porra. Fiz merda. Fiz muita merda.
To taste a life, to embrace its most intimate secrets. Such a burden, such a divine sin.
Mano, fiz merda. É, meio que caralho. Não tem como eu jogar o corpo na água, não.
It's locked.
Good evening. I'm Dr. Reed. Always a pleasure to meet a colleague, sir. Especially when he was supposedly dead.
A colleague? Are you a doctor too?
Not anymore, sir. I used to be Dr. Rakesh Chadana. Now, I'm just Mr. Chadana, pawnbroker and humble guardian of this morgue.
What do you mean, you used to be a doctor? Was your license revoked?
No, sir. It is just that I like to be precise. I run a little pawn shop while taking care of the dead. But I used to be a real doctor.
Vamos ver o que dá pra negociar com ele.
Of course. It's just trinkets and curios, really. But I'm sure they can be useful.
Não vou levar nada, não.
Ceases to amaze me how you, the dead,
Não dá pra entrar. Pegar xelins dos mortos. Tô vendo que eu dei a volta. Não dá pra entrar. Também não dá.
Locked, all right. Scowl voices in the garden. I should investigate. If they were to find somebody.
Caralho, o bicho é nível 6. Caramba. Ah, isso aqui não muda o negócio lá, né? Quando eu mato o cara lá, muda. Caralho, tá cheio dos bichos aqui, velho. Vai dar merda. Vai dar muita merda, tem 3 negros. Ah, não, não, não. Ai, 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 ai. Tá, matei. Ah, sangue, que beleza.
Last warning, sir.
Calma, tô indo embora. Tchau, tchau, tchau. Adeus. Não fiz nada. É, eu acho que vou ter que dar a volta tudo de novo. Não dá pra quebrar a janela. Xelins.
I cannot enter. It's locked, all right.
Doctor, where have you been? I've little time to play hide and seek with new staff members, no matter how illustrious they may be.
I apologize, nurse. I needed some time to myself. This has been the longest and strangest night of my life.
You delivered poor Mr. Hampton from a terrible fate. The means to that end should be of little concern, Doctor.
Thank you, nurse. What can I do for you?
Dr. Swansea insisted we provide you a quiet office. You'll...
Thank you. Nurse Crane, isn't it?
Isso porque tinha que ser discreto o que eles fazem. Coloca o meu nome na porta.
Dr. Reed. Your office has been prepared.
I would like to ask a few questions first. Thank you, Nurse Crane. Good evening, sir.
So it is true. The famous Dr. Reed has joined us. I can't think of any better news during these terrible times.
Do we know each other?
Actually, yes. We met once before, at the Rockefeller University in New York.
Dr. Tippett, yes, I remember. I was assisting Professor Carell in his research about coronary bypasses. He had nothing but praise for you.
He was also very confident about your future. And look at you now. Eminent surgeon and blood transfusion specialist.
Goodbye, Dr. Tippett.
Sai da frente, doutor. Caralho, velho, parece o Harry Potter, mano.
It is now.
Good evening, nurse. I'm Dr. Jonathan Reed, the new surgeon here at the Pembroke.
Dr. Swansea has already told us about you, sir. I'm Nurse Gwyneth Brannigan. Welcome to the Pembroke Hospital.
Did he really? It's a good thing I wasn't hoping to keep a low profile.
All members of staff have already read about your new blood transfusion technique. Dr. Swansea made sure of that.
I see. Well, I'm a little surprised, but I suppose I'll just have to deal with this unexpected notoriety.
You must know, blood transfusions are Dr. Swansea's primary subject of research. He is convinced it is the future.
Well, hold on this.
I'm not familiar with all the staff here.
Brilliant professionals. Most of them.
Most of them.
It would...
Goodbye, nurse. Call me if you need assistance.
Harry Potter, velho. Ah, já falei com você.
Good evening, sir. I'm Dr. Jonathan Reed. I'm new here.
I've already heard about you, Dr. Reed. I'm Milton Hooks, the ambulance driver for this shithole of a hospital.
That's quite a blunt introduction, Mr. Hooks.
You can call me Milton. I like to speak my mind, Dr. Reed. Perk of the job. Don't judge me, and I won't judge you.
I'm not sure I understand what you're talking about.
Well, I'm no doctor, but I'm pretty sure a gun can't be used as a surgical instrument.
You have a keen eye. I learned to shoot during the war, and have carried one ever since. Old habits die hard.
No need to explain, Dr. Reed. And if you ever need a better gun, remember, I may have something for you.
I have some good news, Milton.
What? The epidemic's over?
I retrieved your wallet, with all the money, and a certain picture.
Well, yeah, Pippa Hawkins is my girl. So what? Is it the difference of skin colour that bothers you?
Cara chato, velho.
Good. Please, take this money anyway. To remind you to keep your mouth shut. Not everybody is as broad-minded as you, Dr. Reed.
I'd like to see your goods.
Wise choice, Dr. Reed. A reliable gun is what everybody needs these days.
A espingarda. É, nada demais. Vai embora não, Roberto.
Good evening, Doctor.
What's going on between you and Nurse Hawkins?
Pippa's tired. Tired of all this shit. Tired of all those corpses piling up. She's as depressed as I am.
During the war, I witnessed a few couples just like you come together in difficult circumstances. It can be very damaging.
Maybe you're right. But we support each other. And that's all that matters.
Goodbye, Milton. Dr. Swansea is right. This place seems perfect to conduct my research. Good evening, nurse.
Good evening, Doctor. I don't think we've been introduced yet. My name is Pippa Hawkins.
And I'm Dr. Jonathan Reed. Dr. Swansea has recently offered me a position in this hospital.
Well, it's a euphemism that your help will be appreciated, Doctor.
Goodbye, Nurse Hawkins.
Vamos ver quem que é essa tia.
Good evening, miss. I'm Dr. Reed, the new surgeon at the Pembroke Hospital. And who are you?
Your name has no meaning to me, mortal. You're nothing but dust blown by the winds of eternity.
I beg your pardon?
What are you begging for, mortal? My clemency? Well, tonight maybe I'm inclined to mercy. You'll never forget the night you met Thelma Howcroft.
You keep calling me mortal. Why is that? And if I'm mortal, what are you?
Well, Dr. Reed, if you must know, I'm a vampire.
Who are you really, Miss Howcroft? I mean, apart from being a vampire.
Is that not enough for you, puny mortal? What do you require? Proof of my powers?
I'm curious to know who you were before becoming a vampire.
It was such a long time ago, I don't remember. Centuries of unholy life can have strange effects on one's minds, you see?
Droga, não dá pra enfeitiçar ela. Não fica com a cara dessa mina, não.
And why do you believe you're a vampire?
I don't need to believe anything. It is what I am. It is what I feel within this hollow shell of flesh.
Please, describe to me how you feel. What is it like to be a vampire?
I can hear my body crumble from the inside as my flesh cracks and fades. I sense the last pulse of postulant blood within my drying veins. I need new blood.
I see. Have you ever heard of Cotard syndrome, Miss Howcroft?
Never.
It's a mental illness discovered by a French neurologist named Jules Cotard. The affected patients are delusional. They believe that they are putrefying, that they are dead, a ghost or a ghoul, or in your case, a vampire.
Delusional, you say? Oh, sad and petty mortal. You can't even begin to understand the concept of immortality. And you think it is I who am delusional.
I'll leave you, Mistress of the Dark, to your nocturnal activities. Good evening, sir. I'm Dr. Reed.
Reed? Yeah.
Does my
Let us just...
Thank you for your time. We'll talk later.
Gente, eu podia até ficar aqui conversando dias e dias e dias, mas primeiro que deixa a gameplay muito parada, e segundo que eu não tenho muita paciência não.
Good evening, sir. Can I help you?
Unless you're
Vamos
here
estar com
to
os
fix my
pacientes, ó.
face. No. I don't think you can help me.
I'm Dr. Reed. I've recently taken the position of head surgeon here. War injuries, am I right?
You guessed right, Doctor. German shell took my pretty little mug right off. But they still call me Thomas Elwood.
How close are you to Miss Horcroft? Are you aware that she thinks she is a vampire?
To wait for her next nibble is the best reason to stay here. Every time she approaches my bed, she treats me like something tasty. A normal person.
Aren't you afraid? She may hurt you if the game goes too far.
She's quite harmless, I can assure you. Her head's broken inside is all. While I'm busted on the outside. But she's still beautiful. Living proof that there's hope for me.
So do you let her bite you? You know that's not sanitary.
And why not? She's only supping a few drops of me blood. And the pain, it's real for once.
She could decide to bite less willing patients.
Then it's another good reason for me to stay here, Doctor.
Where were you?
I really don't want to...
No offense. I was pushing to...
You were an officer, weren't you?
Goodbye for now, Mr.
Eu vou voltar a falar com aquela mulher. Ela tava aqui, não tava não? Ou ela tava pra cá? Não, ela tava ali. Ah, sumiu, velho.
Good evening, Dr. Tibbets.
Dr. Reed, any good news to share?
Goodbye, Dr. Tibbets.
Tá, vamos pro meu quarto. Olha, tá ali embaixo. Voltou.
Good evening, Miss Howcroft. How are you tonight?
I need blood, Doctor. Warm, rich, vibrant blood.
I'll leave you, Mistress of the Dark, to your nocturnal activities.
Deixa eu ver um negócio, meu,
Good
pra
evening,
esquecer.
Miss Howcroft.
I need blood.
Do you require my services, Miss Howcroft?
I have no need for your medicine, Dr. Reed. Blood is the only...
I'll leave you, Mistress...
Fica de olho nessa mina aí. Aí, recadinho pro Corona, hein? Evite tossir em público.
This must be the place. It's definitely away from prying eyes. Relegated to the shadows. A kingdom of my own. At least I won't be sleeping in a coffin.
Colocar isso aqui. Vai facilitar a nossa vida. Colocar isso aqui. Isso aqui tenho certeza que vai ser mais útil lá pra frente, eu vou colocar também. Dá aquele confirma. Ah, maluco, a gente matou. Vamos ver sobre ele. É, ainda saudável.
William Bishop's blood is much more unstable than human blood and shows extensive... The sun is about to rise. I can feel it. I'll continue tomorrow night. I have so much time now.
Caralho, eu cortei o áudio dele, velho. Puta que pariu. Tá, o que mais que eu preciso fazer aqui?
If I'm to stay here until my research is complete, I'd better learn to hide my true nature from the mortals. But what about my thirst for blood?
Opa, spoiler, 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 spoiler. Ah, não é spoiler, que droga. Chateado. Mano, Aí você sai do quarto, uma enfermeira parada na sua frente.
I'm not one to make wait, Doctor. I've patients to attend.
Tá,
yes,
você quer?
How can I help you?
I'm so sorry. I know Dr. Swansea wanted you to rest, but we have somewhat of a crisis.
A crisis, you say?
Our supply of antiseptics is nearly depleted. I was hoping there was another box up here, but...
What type of hospital are you running? No antiseptics?
You have been away too long, Doctor. With the war...
I may have a solution. In France, during the war, drugs shortage was a daily problem, and we had to use our wits to overcome the shortages.
However do you mean?
If combined correctly, certain household chemical products can be used in a pinch instead. Now, where's the hospital storeroom?
The storeroom? Fat chance. This is the Pembroke, and space is luxury we don't have. Everything used to be stored in the old morgue.
Perhaps I should look there first. Where is this morgue?
It's the large building behind the hospital. You'll need to go in the back door because it's been sealed off for sanitary reasons. Take this key. It opens a small back entrance at the end of a narrow street.
The abandoned morgue behind the hospital. A small door at the end of a narrow street. On my way then. Thank you, nurse.
Vamos correr lá que lá vai ter ação. Pra descer, pra descer, pra descer. Aqui. Lixo. Esse lugar parece agradável não. Esperar o carregamento. Gente, vou beber uma água e já vem, aproveitar que tá carregando. Tô de volta. Vamos ver, encontre ingredientes medicinais utilizáveis no antigo necrotério. Tártaro. Tártaro. Nossa, é tártaro. Eu já tava pensando no molho tártaro já. O gordo é foda. Quinina e clorito de sódio, ok. Vai ter bicho aqui. Eu tô ouvindo, lá 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 lá. Eu vou me ferrar, lá 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 lá. Não vai falar que eu saí do hospital não, né? Do hospital não, do bagulho. É, a gente custou acabar de ter saído. Gente usando pra carregar. É, eles não estavam de brincadeira, realmente, 500 anos. É aqui mesmo. Eu saí do lugar. Ai, que maravilha. Lá vai nós de novo entrar. Ih, essas manchas aqui no teto. Tá, tô vendo que o negócio vai estar no segundo andar, pelo visto. Ah, sabia.
Behavior is similar to the infected William Bishop. Must be the same strain. This sickness moves faster than influenza. Will surely grant me access to the basement.
Ah, que legal. O lugar que eu mais queria ir. Subsolo da porra de um necrotério. Ah, que delícia. Nem vai ter o capiroto lá, né? Cadê? Ok.
I cannot enter.
Não dá pra passar aqui. Ótimo, delícia. Vamos ter que descer lá no subsolo desse negócio. Tô tão feliz. Aí pegamos o tartarato.
But they do contain iron tartrate, and that might prove itself useful.
E aí eu subo, eu desço. Vou subir. Dá uma explorada. Mano, esses barulhos, velho. Ai, tô tão feliz. Tem alguma coisa ali? É, tem um scal furtivo ali.
These scowls feed from corpses and the husks of animals. They're not after blood.
Ai, caramba. Morre. Essa. Caramba, tem mais dois aqui. Tudo que eu queria. Até que eu tô reclamando à toa. Caramba. É, tem mais, né? Tem. Caramba. Que o cara quer ali, velho. Tá louco pra entrar na caça do lugar. Até eu tô curioso agora. Essa porta fechando sozinha, velho.
It's locked.
Vamos ver.
Mr. Connor's injuries don't match the report. I'd better look into this. It's locked. Multiple abrasions and scarring on the arms and legs. Old and distinctive injuries of a sailor or a fisherman.
Traces of a pinkish foam at the corner of the lips. Some sort of drug overdose, perhaps? The chest was originally opened to perform the operation. The sutures are clean, but the chest has been reopened. A puncture over the left lung, possibly a chest tube insertion. Not the cleanest work, but I think it was successful. Signs of internal bleeding. So, Dr. Tippett's anesthetics were incorrectly dosed, causing the patient's death. And then, he tried to operate on him again. Tippett has made an egregious error. It's time we talked. Tippett has made an egregious...
Eu ouvi isso. Aqui é o lugar que a gente estava, né? Bem, aquele cara não levantando dali tá ótimo. Meu Deus. Meu Deus. Caramba, velho. Esse bicho, velho. Meu Deus. Caramba, ai, 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 sai fora. Meu Deus.
These scars can be so ferocious.
Deu trabalho.
I'm not sure I can defeat them without becoming stronger. To drink blood is so tempting. Sodium hypochlorite. Dangerous to administer, but efficient in the proper dosage.
Eu nunca pensei que eu posso desejar isso, mas podia ter uns escalzinhos aqui, né? Pra mim pegar um sanguezinho. ali.